Okay, moving on to tennis now. U.S. Open champion Marin Cilic is out of the tournament 7-5, 2-6, 6-2. And he's out of the tournament, of course, lost to Ivo Kalovic 7-5, 2-6, 7-6. That's the result. And remember, well, he was really clinical against Kane Nishikori at the US Open. Maybe he's getting tired. Let's just get to see how he did that. Also, Grigor Dimitrov, also he is through to the second round, beating Denis Istomin 6-3, 6-3 to reach the second round of the Shanghai Masters. Said that, well, Cilic is actually sixth in the race to qualify for the ATP finals in London. Hopefully he gets to book a place in that. It's just 8 players that are needed to play that tournament. Okay, moving on now, we'll talk a little bit about another football. Well, it's all about Roberto Di Matteo. Finally, he's gotten a job. He's been appointed by Schalke to replace Jens Keller at the Bundesliga club. You said it's a good one for him after so much. Remember, he was actually reportedly paid about £130,000 a week by Chelsea just recently.
Yeah, because of his contract was cut short and was cancelled, so he had to be paid all that. You know, football tends to write or just bring out the very ironic stories and ironic situations. The best stories you always get to find in sports, especially football. Di Matteo, the only coach that has taken Chelsea to the Champions League trophy, which they have been looking for years. You know, apparently after that he didn't perform well the next season. His contract was terminated. He's still on the payroll of Chelsea, and now until recently he's just been signed by Schalke, and Schalke are in the same group with Chelsea in this year's Champions League. You know, so and it's funny, you know, the way this thing's just spun out in football. It's like there's somebody writing the script and doing everything, but hey, that's the beauty of the game. That's why we love sports. That's why we follow it. So right now, everybody will be waiting. You know, all eyes are waiting for that fixture when Chelsea,
when they go back to Germany
to face Schalke. And you know, Di Matteo, not just the Chelsea coach, also a Chelsea player. You know, fans love him and everything. A good one for him. I think we saw what he was capable of doing when he took over as Chelsea boss. Remember, before then he also had stints as a coach of West Brom. Yes. So definitely, I think he has a little bit of pedigree, and of course, it won't do your CV any harm if there's the appendix to it that you've won the Champions League. So
I think he's one of the youngest players to win, one of the youngest coaches to have won.
Apparently, he has a very impressive CV. The blip at Chelsea after the Champions League win, notwithstanding, I think he will go to Schalke and he will do well. Let's just hope it bodes well for our own Obasi.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he gets to play regularly. That's what it's
I like his style of football and his whole training regime and whatever, and get to play regularly for Schalke.
Okay, hopefully from that now moving on to what international break, definitely starting some matches are starting on Wednesday, but for Sweden, their game is on Thursday against Russia. And the coach has actually included Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He said the player is injured. He's yet to find out he will be fit, but he's actually part of the squad that will be playing against Russia. And he also said that, well, because of the injury, he did not train with them the first training session, but he's part of the squad. Remember, Sweden did not qualify for the World Cup, are playing for Euro qualifier, so hopefully they feel they can, definitely qualify for that. Let's just get to listen to him.
From the ranking group #1, so it's an important game and a difficult game, but we're looking forward. It's a little bit different. The days before we meet today, they met on Saturday, so it's the challenge for us is going to be bigger because we have less time to fix all together. We know it's not good enough to play yesterday with the PSG, but my hopes is he's going to play on Thursday, but we know better tomorrow.
While playing against Russia, he will know when Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be fit. You think that is a very great risk?
You wouldn't blame the coach. They started the qualifying tournament with a 1-0 draw against Austria, and Russia apparently beat Liechtenstein by 4-0. So Sweden, they have to pull out all the stops to get something from Russia, and they are playing at home. They are playing back-to-back home matches. They're playing against Russia, playing against Liechtenstein, and it's an achievable 6 points. Yeah, Russia, we know their capability, how tough they can be to come up against, but so I think that's why the coach doesn't want to take any risk. He's saying, hey, if Zlatan can play some part in that match, sometimes it's not even a part of what he can do.
Maybe his presence alone.
Yeah, his presence alone might just add a little bit of panic in the Russian defense. Maybe that's what the coach is thinking about.
Okay. Well, Michael Phelps has been kicked out of the U.S. 2015 World Championship team simply because he has been banned for 6 months. Reason being that, remember, at the weekend, it was actually last week, Tuesday, precisely, he was arrested by police drunk driving. And on Sunday, he said he was checking into rehab just to see how he can, rehabilitate and come back to his usual vibrant self. Remember, he's actually the most decorated player, swimmer in the world, winning how many Olympic gold medals? I've lost count right now. 18 individual.
Medals,
then team 22 in all.
Gold medals and 22 medals in all. He has 18 of them are gold. So that man, the most decorated Olympian of all time. It's the problem. I think why he's been handed this kind of punishment is because it's not his first offense when it comes to drink driving. Apparently, it happened a couple of years ago, or between 2004 and 2007. I can't remember now. He had the same issue of driving under the influence. So apparently it's an issue. And I remember there was a time he was pictured taking marijuana and stuff. Young man from college, and everything, had the world at his feet. He's
29 now.
So apparently now that's why he decided to check into rehab. Try and go for that one last push, which is Rio. His focus is on Rio. The Rio Games. He would have loved to go for the World Championships, but with
this scandal, don't you think that would have been better if he had stayed retired when he retired 2 years ago?
Yeah, he's a young man. He retired at 27. He was a young man, of course. What would you be doing for the rest of your life? Apparently, he just wanted he missed the competitive edge, and apparently that's what he wanted back.
Finally, on Jules Bianchi, he's still in critical condition. In Japan, of course, 25-year-old, he got injured at the Japanese Grand Prix, severe head injury, had a surgery, 3-hour surgery earlier after the incident. And of course, the news is that he's still in critical condition. But just one question I want to ask you. Do you think that risk could have gone on? Because I actually asked Tayo yesterday, because of the typhoon and all the things we had and all that, because they just said he had bad luck. That was the reason.
Sometimes these things happen, you know. The more treacherous the conditions, it makes the race more exciting and everything. But once it becomes a safety issue, yeah, it becomes dangerous for the drivers. I think it's not the first time. Remember when the Mercedes president now, that's Niki Lauda, when he had his accident in the 70s, it was something like this. The weather wasn't good, and apparently they still went ahead to race. The race was finally called off after 40-something laps instead of 50 what laps it was supposed to go for. But unfortunately, Bianchi suffered it.
I had to with him. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Business Money is up next. But we'll leave you with our highlight of the match between AS Roma and Juve. It was really a very, very funny game.